here we are on the grid for the start of the 1988 Formula 1 season, and we're off. And our usual trail of smoke, because clutching is for the weak. Actually, clutching is for the strong. I am the weak. I cannot clutch. On the race car anyway. So yes, and just like that, the 1988 F1 season is underway with a familiar face leading out front, Mr. Senna, a familiar face in third, Mr. Mansell, and then this idiot pretending to be Patrese, or however you pronounced his name, and the other Williams, who somehow got him the first row. So just like F1 last year, we start at the front for the first race. You know, starting with high hopes and all of that, and then immediately get passed on the first lap. Our teammate on this. And for some reason it looks like there's a Ford behind us, a Ford powered car, that seems to have pace with the turbo cars in the straight line. That's weird, but that should not be the case. For this season we are once again using an F1 mod by Windsor. The guy to go to if you want, you know, offline, mainly. You can run much better than this, of course. You want your offline F1 mods for Autombilista. He's the guy you go to. This is a bit more in-depth than the 75 mod, where not only are the town files modified to match up with the towns of the real-life drivers, but the car physics have actually been adjusted. So that's the physics. It's an interesting concept. The car performances have been adjusted so that they line up more real life, yet maintain the handling of the original Formula Classic, which is a McLaren for any paying attention. So that's why this whole grid looks like repainted McLarens, because that's what they are, though they perform so much like their real life counterparts. So this should hopefully provide an interesting season. Interesting experience, anyway. So, hopefully the results should end up being a bit more realistic than last time. You know, last time they were pretty damn accurate for what the 75 season was like. So once again we are putting into the test. Similar format to last time, running half an hour-ish races. All races will be 17 laps, so obviously the actual time will depend on how long the circuit is. But that's for later down the road. Speaking of down the road, Senna's checked out. He's doing Senna stuff here in Brazil. Spoilers for the 1988 season, the McLaren was one of the most dominant cars ever seen in Formula 1. Which brings the question, why am I in Williams? Because I suck. Frankly, if I drove a McLaren, I would be expected, you know, to win the championship, frankly. Whereas if I'm Williams, if I'm anywhere near the front, it's good. Yes, I still have a reasonable chance of being in the Williams. You know, it's not impossible to get results. You know, I'm not limited by car performance, really. Well, I kind of am, but I am. Essentially, it's a good balance between a car that should be reasonably competitive and yet not so competitive by pressure. Speaking of pressure, there goes that teammate. I want to guess this is a little better than me, you know? If you want to win world championships, go to IndyCar, do the whole shebang. So there's future potential for this guy, you know? He's won a few races here and there, you know? Seems alright. Ooh, nearly bumping wheels there. Not what you want to do with your teammate. And we're only 2 or 3 laps into this race. Oh, looks like we got more friends behind us as battling continues. Also, before we get going, I'm not the most familiar with the entire grids in detail of this year in Formula 1, so if I can't identify cars just by looking at them in the mirrors, please excuse me. Because I have no idea who that team is behind. I know it's Albert, so I pronounce that because it tells me. Otherwise I couldn't tell you who he is, what he's got. I think from sound, he's got a turbo carb. I don't know. Who knows? There's an interesting thing people forget about the era Formula 1 is even though it's known as a turbo era, not all the grid had turbo cars because turbo's expensive. And Formula 1 is expensive, so if you don't have money, but yeah, you want to still be in Formula 1, and you're still rocking derivatives anyway of the Ford Cosworth DFE, or whatever version they had got it onto now. Can't remember off the top of my head. Again, I don't know this era in detail. Maybe we will learn by living it. So, how you learn languages. Sure, the same applies for learning years of racing, right? Same thing. Ooh, I want to catch that curve. Siders. Yeah, it definitely looks like we were holding up Mansell. So for the team, it's good that he's gotten away and he can at least try and chase down Senna. You know, give it a good go. I'll just sit here holding up midfield teams in a Williams Renault of the late 80s. That doesn't seem right. No, I'm going a bit easy into this corner. Through practice, I've identified several spots where if you get it wrong, it can escalate and go very wrong. The first corner is one of them. A lot of the problem with this track is actually the curbs. I need to take that corner flat out. I shouldn't lift it. Because you may have already noticed, but the curves are very high here. This is how it was back in the day. There was high curbs, and you didn't run them or touch them like you do in modern racing. And these are especially deadly if if you get the car beached on them, so run over them completely. And if you do that, these cars that even though you might be thinking, it's the 80s, there's no aero on these things. These things are very aero dependent. You may not have the brute downforce of modern cars or the cars that would come later. But even though ground effects had been banned for a few years at this point, it's still very aero dependent and still ran very low to the ground. So you do not want to get up on those curves. Also, I realise I'm an idiot and there are two Ferraris behind me. Of course they're Ferraris. What other team in red would be near the front? That's just me being an idiot. The black wing turned me off. Ooh, a little tap. That was cheeky. Alright. I know I may have misidentified you and not recognised you and that's a sin somehow, but there's no need to get bumping about it. That's just rude. I also know I'm holding up massively, but again, there's no reason to be rude. I mean, not be gentlemanly. I don't know if you just had a bad sector there, or if the Renault we have is actually superior in a straight line to that Ferrari. These are all things to discover, and suddenly these are all things we have to worry about. Because these cars will be stronger in different areas. Except the McLaren, that's stronger in everywhere. And McLaren is too damn fast. Speaking of, I can see my mirrors. We got the two Ferraris behind us and then Prost. Prost had a poor qualifying here for this race. A bit unusual. I think he qualified 7th or something, which is very poor. But I would expect for him to start making his way through. Though it seems with the way I've compressed the two Ferraris together, he's having a hard time trying to find the space to get through. And ultimately get to us, so he can get on the podium. course, with the McLaren being so dominant, the battle we're looking at here between Williams and the Ferraris could realistically be one of the battles we have going forward. And suddenly he's got the power, wherever he pulled that out of. Right, let's get some draftito going. That's not a word, but I made it one. Oh, going around the outside this turn is not something you can do. Taking it flat out is tricky. It's definitely a corner where you need it down first, so you actually need to take it fast. I know it sounds weird, but taking it, you either crawl or you go full speed. There's no halfway house with that corner because you need the downforce to keep the car on the road. Okay, are we actually this slow with these guys? Come on, we qualified decently. Are we actually making aims of this somehow? What have we done wrong? Oh, he's actually going. Are we that down on power? Can't be that much down on power. It has to be easy the other ways. Yeah, we need to start pushing where we can. We don't want to let this guy get away. There's a podium. From the podium comes glory. We're here for the glory, right? No one cares about the guy who finished fourth. Frankly, no one cares about the guy who finished third either, but at least you can pretend someone cares about the guy who finished third. There's no way sugarcoating the guy who finished fourth. Right, should have a long straight here. Perhaps we can get a hint of the draft, but it looks like the Ferrari might have a bit of power over us. Disregarding what I said earlier. Again, first race of the season. Everyone's just showing their hand now. Sandbagging is over. Time to show what you really have. Curb there, shouldn't do that. Away with it. Roll that curb there, really shouldn't do that. That goes badly. Too much curb. Get off the curbs, you idiot. Just spent half a lap talking about how curves are dead, and then ride 3 in a row. They're not even fast. Like, the exit curbs are probably the only ones they can take fast. The apex, no. You can't hit the apex curves. There's no way of doing those right. And then we got the other Ferrari. Oh, it wasn't Berger that passes, it was Berger. Well, at least we got passed by number 1 Ferrari driver. I say that, there's still some laps to go in this race. We could be getting past yet. And then behind him is Prost. Fair, there's less shame getting past by Prost. There is some bragging rights on offer here. Especially when you qualify second. DRS not installed. DRS not invented. I think that message should say. Imagine just suggesting the concept of DRS to people in the 80s. You'd probably get laughed at. Well, because the concept of it in this game would form if you explained active aero to the guys in the 80s, they'd think you're an alien. And then praise you and make ritual sacrifices for your secrets. And then employ it. And then have a band. So that's how we do things. That curb. I think the inside curb there wasn't too bad, but it could have been bad if it had pushed us out into the exit curb there. The exit curb in turn 1 here is, as I mentioned, is a deadly one. You get up and dash with the speed you're going, you're probably going to put your tyre over the back of it. If you put your tyre over the back of it, you're going to hit the floor off the curb and then you spin the car at high speed. No one wants to see that. Yeah, Berger is just pulling away. And then Senna and Mansell have disappeared as well. Senna could be on like lap 10 by this point. Except that we're on lap 10. Okay, so that's irrelevant. I don't know what lap we're on. Just going around. That sector decently. Well, it's these last few corners is where I think I'm losing a lot of time out here. I'm not going in enough or being too aggressive and sliding. You don't want to slide these cars. If anything, it's not good for the tires. Surprisingly, I managed to get a decent qualifying lap in with how I abuse tires. Because qualifying tires are they're just tissue paper basically. They're fast tissue paper, but they're tissue paper. They literally just last one lap. Ooh, Prost is after going off into the grass back there. Yeah, yellow out for Prost back there. And his weekend goes from bad to worse. Start writing the headlines. Big news. Everyone's watching that, ignoring this battle here going on between number 2 Williams driver and a number 2 Ferrari driver. And of all of that, looks like Lotus might get points. I think that's the Lotus behind Barretto. You know, from a distance, to be honest, with the way the graphics work in this game, it could be Benetton, which would make a bit more sense. But I also think Lotus qualified well, so they got the... Yeah, by 88 they should have the active suspension magic on the go. Unfortunately, they spent all their money on the active suspension, so there's no aero, there's no engine. So the car handles well, just not very fast. We went very wide there. A lot of understeer all of a sudden. Probably induced by driver error, but we can gloss over that. This is F1. Never my fault. I think I've been a bit cautious into this corner here. Being a bit conservative. You have to sort of play that game though. Because obviously making a mistake here in any of these tracks in this era, you know, it's not much. The track isn't very forgiving. And none of these tracks are very forgiving. You know, the concept of a car being able to go off at high speed and not hit a barrier, that was not known or thought to be necessary. So if you go off, essentially in most cases you're going to hit them. He got a good run out there. Shove it up the inside. Oh, a little bit of tapping as usual. And through he goes, and indeed it is a Lotus behind us. Okay. Let's not lose the draft if anything. And that's how you lose the draft. You spin the tires and everyone gets to go by. You get a pass and you get a pass. Not he doesn't get a pass. Not today, Piquet. Maybe next time. Alright, we head into the first 2 corners. He's getting better exits. Not helped by me running out into the grass. Yeah, you see I'm taking a much tighter line there. Much more conservative line. That's costing me. Perhaps it's costing my exit speed here even. Because we don't have as much speed to try carry through the hairpin. Draft is really strong here. That's straight. Hopefully the air wash is equally as strong so they can't follow through the high speed after it. And don't hit that curb, we do not need that. We need to get this section good. defensive. Stay tight in the apex, don't let him through. Okay, nice smooth exit. The worrying thing about this is that only the top 6 get points. So we're beginning to run to the back end of the points. Which would look very poor indeed. Start second and finish out the points. So if we keep riding curves like that, that's what's going to happen. Ooh. He got a bit sideways out there. He's not the only one pushing out onto the curbs. Retro isn't getting away like Berger did. So if we make the mistake, we're still in with this. It seems to be pulling away in straight. Ferraris are definitely fast in a straight line. Even if the Williams seems to have them in the corner. It doesn't seem to be enough. We got very lucky there. It's almost as if I'm teasing now. It's like, oh, I say the curves kill you. Watch me ride the curves and not die. Very poor exit there. Bit wide line there, but doesn't seem to have cost the exit too much. I say that. And look at him go. On the squeeze. I'm going to give that up easy. The first 2 corners we were actually faster than average, and I'm actually making up time in. In the next section here in the straight, he pulls away again. Close now, but he seems to get a better exit, better acceleration, and just pulls away. We managed to close up there. We're probably getting a little bit of a draft now. That's going to help. It's what we need to try and close up. Oh, bad line there. He turned in too late. She was nearly too bad because we ended up getting blocked by him. Not losing Piquet though. That's just Retro having a poor lap that's bringing him back to us. Piquet behind definitely has the pace. Yes, the last sector, it's definitely my weakest. Oh, he's wide again in turn 1, but we washed out of it. Nail this one. Stick, baby. Stick, you bastard. Oh, he got sideways. If we could do that again at the hairpin, that'd be nice. That's what we need, essentially. We need to get a better exit out of here. Not as easy in these turbo cars. Putting the power down is not as straightforward as you would think. Well, I doubt anyone thinks putting power down in these cars is straightforward at all. Ooh, very hot, very hot. Fire on the outside. Nope. So we're unintentionally aggressive there. Frankly, I wasn't prepared for it. I have such an overspeed. Driving the track, not driving him. Oh, he's outside. He got sideways. He done a me. We'll take that. Okay, now the trick is not to lose it again. He got lucky there. Now he's got the exit again. Oh crap, one left to go. Stick, baby. Stop making a prayer to the gods of downforce. We need that grip. Good battle for whatever the hell place this is. Meanwhile, no one cares because Senna is winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. No one cares about us guys. Oh, we've gone very wide in the hairpin. Now, if this was accurate to the 80s, there'd already be people on track. And we couldn't have this sort of battle as we'd be dodging people left and right. Right. We're pulling away there. The Ferrari can't keep up in the fast corners. Just need to hold it together now in these slow ones to end the lap. It's gonna be tight. He's going around the outside. We'll try hold the inside. Oh, bit of spin, but I think we've done it. Yep, held on to it. Woo! That got intense near the end, and that's a 4th place on our first outing of this season. I don't think that's too bad, actually. Looking at the guys who beat us anyway, the likes of Senna and Mansell and Berger. That's not bad guys to be beaten by. And well, we managed to hold on to that. That bodes well for this season. Now look at me squander all this potential. The next 16, 15, whatever how many races we got left in the season. You can tell I have researched this thing thoroughly. Anywho, I'll see you next week when we continue the adventure. Wherever we're continuing it. I don't know. I need to learn off this calendar, don't I? Oh well. You'll find out next week, as will I. See you then.